everybody. Introduce myself. My name is Romi Sujaka. I'm from the pro team. This debate with the motion is this House would ban transport and trade unions from having political affiliations. Here I have three discussions. For the first discussion, I will define what unions and politics, and then the first argument and the second argument. Okay, based on the general provisions at Article 1 of Law of the Republic of Indonesia number 21 of 2000 concerning trade unions or trade unions. Trade unions are organizations formed from, by, and for work both in companies and outside companies which are all free, open, independent, democratic, and responsible to fight for, defend, and protect the rights and interests of work and improve the welfare of work and their families. So the first my argument is, by the definition above, I am very pro, because in the rule mentioned about that these trade unions only help fellow union member. And then what about work who are not member of the trade unions? In the end, this solidarity occurs only to its member. Even though work will make mistake not only from the member of the trade unions but from all exciting work. The second my argument, then from the result of my research regarding unions that have political affiliations, they also often interfere and blame exciting laws regardless of the quality of themselves. In fact, point 1, demonstrations or street protests that disturb public order. This demonstration has also been carried out by the trade unions in demanding the repeal of government regulation number 78 of 2015 on wage. They demand that wage are given according to their desired needs, regardless of the performance worked, because by raising the minimum wage of work of companies malah pressure the budget by requiring the firing of some employees from the companies involved. Point 2, too much demanding of right rather than carrying out obligation. For example, trade unions one propose that their wage could be equated with Singapore, even though the qualities did not excite at all. Little when reprimand directly must strike. Mine burn twice and threaten. It doesn't reflect maturity at all. Okay, therefore I am very pro with the debate material this time to ban transportations and trade unions that have affiliation to politics, because with the unions demanding many labor interests and denying the law to fix it to a better. Rarely, I get ignored by the government. For example, in the copyright law, the community demos massively to the streets to voice that the law of copyright work is removed, but the fact the government still enforce the law. So what the point of the unions that only disturb the flow of traffic, but in fact the government still enforce the law. So what the point of the unions? But um, the point of this union that only disturb the flow of traffic.
Okay, thank you. First introduce, my name is Kristiani Amelia. I'm from the counter team that agree with the unions. Okay, definition of trade union. A trade union is an attempt by workers and bodies outside the company or labor unions or association to us a unit when dealing with management on issues related to their work. When recognized by the National Labor Relations Board, a trade union has the legal authority to negotiate with employer of behalf of workers and to administer agreements. In the world of work, these trade unions have considerable influence both in relation with components and in the field of state politics. So, there is actually nothing to be afraid of from the union's bond because our rights as work are protected by law. Why should you be afraid from a union? Why should we be afraid to demand our normative right? Apart from that, there are also many advantages to being a member of the trade unions. For example, unions member get training program to improve work and self-efficacy, such as training on negotiation skill, training on making collective bargaining agreements, and understanding gender. In addition, unions members will also receive a lot of legal assistance when they have problems with the company related to the law and the fulfillment of their rights as okay. My argument second about a trade union. So I'm very contra with this debate mosi. Trade unions often deny laws they think are unreasonable by means of demonstration or other means, but this is quite good because it concerns that welfare of the workers. Sample case 1. Sample case 1. When determining the word copyright, in which there are rules that can harm workers such as wage, severance, pay and leave rights. The trade unions also denied the issuance of this word copyright law. In the end, the government made a revision of the regulation and gave a significant explanation of the positive of this law. 2. Trade unions that are unable to solve problems as Pertamina who are worried about case of infection. The United Pertamina Labor Union Federation object that BUMN losses due to corporate action were called state losses were included in the corruption crime. Therefore, the unions filed a petition for judicial review of Article 2, Paragraph 1 and Article 3 of Law Article 3 number 20 of 20 to 2001 concerning the eradication of criminal acts of corruption. The legal team of Arya Gumilar, the application who is also the president of the United Pertamina Labor Unions Federation, emphasized that the judicial review was limited to changing interpretation, not cancelling the article. They did not cancel in the petition but asked to be interpreted that BUMN losses due to corporate action are not included in the state or state economic losses as stipulated in the Corruption Crime Act. The okay. The reason of the request, said Jensen, stems from the concurrence of Federation members who do not want to be caught in corruption case just because have suffered losses without the slightest malicious intent. On April 2029, a hearing was held with a preliminary agenda for the application related to the case. The trial was carried by President Judge Eni Nurbaningsi, Member Judge Saldi Isra, and Member Judge Manahan MP Stompel. During the trial, the panel of constitutional judges asked the application attorney to make improvement, including the past PT Pertamina in the petition union upon the reports direct by the judge. The application attorney then changed it to BUMN, not only Pertamina.
According to the submission in the first point of your argument, there is confidence by the government to make revision and provide significant explanations about the positive measures of the copyright law. How are the revisions made by the Indonesian government itself? Thank you.
Okay, I will answer the question that Romi Sujaka gave me regarding the revision made by the government. So, previously the panel of judges of the Constitutional Court finally issued the decision regarding the demands on the job creation. One of them asked the government, in this case as the legislator, to improve the regulation within a maximum period of 2 years from the Constitutional Court's decision. Then, if within that time frame the legislator do not make improvement, the job creation becomes permanently unconstitutional. If within a period of 2 years the legislator are unable to complete the repair, the law or article or material contents of the law that has been revoked or amended by the job creation must be declared valid again, he said. Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court Anwar Usman, while regarding the verdict, launched the Acara Pek in Jakarta. In addition, the Constitutional Court also said to suspend all action or policies that are strategic and have a broad impact. It is also not justice to issue new implementing regulation relate to Law Number 11 of 2020 concerning job creation. The Constitutional Court stated the Law Number 11 of 2020 concerning job creation was contrary to the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia and did not have conditionally binding legal force, contrary to the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia do not have conditionally binding legal force alone, as it is not interpreted as no repairs have been made within 2 years since. This decision was pronounced, explained Anwar Usman. Nevertheless, he stated that the job creation law will still in effect until the legislator, namely the government and the DPR, made improvement to the information in accordance with the grace period as determined in the decision. So many arguments from the counter team. I'm Kristiani Amelia as the second speaker to say thank you.